When you first start to try to figure out a picture book, it can be quite complicated trying to pull all the different things together to make it work, figure out what illustrations are going on what page, and to go from your very first book dummy to all the different variations of book dummies until you make it to the final book dummy and the final illustrations. And then all of a sudden this little picture book looks less complicated and quite simple, and then you know you're nearing the end. This is video 2 in the making of Kiss Cuddle Tuck. Enjoy. So I've transferred my sketch from my sketchbook to my iPad, and I've rearranged the kids so I think it feels like a good composition. They look cozy in there. It looks like maybe Nuzzle, that filly. Maybe I'll put the picture of the filly and the mama on the front of the book. I've got a little more drawing to do on this iPad. I've changed the mom's face and moved the book over, and I've got to work a little bit on some of these faces and make sure they're exactly the way I want, and so I'll just start working right now. So when you spend time sketching in your sketchbook and you sketch the things around you, you become more and more proficient at sketching. And so when you're trying to pull these characters or draw these illustrations out of your head, it almost becomes like you're drawing what you see in your head and getting it down on paper. And you become very proficient at knowing what looks good, getting it down on paper, changing it if it doesn't look good, and getting it so it's an appealing little sketch. And so I can look at the sketch up above, and this is of the girl, and on the hike she wore her hat down so low you couldn't really see her face. And I thought, well, that might be kind of something fun to repeat here in the family. She can have that hat on again and be here with the family. Also, I'm redrawing the figure of the boy on the right. It didn't quite capture what I wanted that little boy to look like, and so I'll redraw it here, and then I can transfer it up closer to the mom, and see if I can't get that to look very inviting and fun. So that's what I'm trying to do with these sketches. Get something that's unique and that looks fun, and that will look more exciting than my very first sketch is on the paper. And so I'll just work back and forth and till I get them all the way I want them. So I've got that the right setting. I want this little girl coming down like this, the mom's hands. One thing that I want to make sure I do is make sure I put the proper stuffed animals in here. So this is the little goat, but I'm just gonna keep working. This needs to be one of them. And I'm not sure at this point where I will crop these. So I want to work on this guy a little. And make him more presentable. When I used to read to my kids, it was one of the times when peace reigned in the house, and so I want to kind of have that kind of a feeling here that all the kids are kind of, and I think I want that all over. So I like this face better than that face. So maybe bring this down a little and out here a little. So yeah, that seems to do it. And then back to the dark. 6B pencil. And this little guy's arm is going to come up on his mom there. And he is going to, so I'm basically doing what I do in my sketchbook, but, and I think I'll do that little alligator right here. So we'll do this, this, dots. Okay, so this down here is looking better than that, so I'm going to replace that. Okay. And that's looking better, so, okay. That's looking better. I need to work on this figure here and the book, and work a little on this alligator here. So I'm going to bring in a picture of the alligator, add, insert a photo, and there's one of my alligators. Bring them down here. Okay, so in fact, there's the alligator I want to use right there, so I'm going to go make sure I get the color right. And then I have to get the right layer. Okay, so okay, and a little hand coming up, well, a little nose right there. Then I'm going to get rid of this layer and get this little hand. So that's going to be this little guy right here. And I can make him a little smaller. And okay. I loved summer days when the boys were out of school, and we had all day long just to do with whatever we would want to do with that day. I loved taking the boys into the Salt Lake Library and spending time in there. I loved picture books as much as the boys did, so I would pick out the picture books I loved, and then each of the boys would pick out some picture books that they loved. We'd bring them home and put them in a place in the living room by the fireplace so that they wouldn't get lost by the time we had to take them back to the library. You could have a nice hot morning doing whatever the boys wanted to, out playing, having a good time in the summer sunshine, doing whatever they wanted to do. And then after lunch in the afternoon, we'd sit down on the couch and read these picture books. And the boys would all crowd around, and it was a special time when nobody was saying, "Don't touch me, you're too close to me." They were all crowded around trying to get close enough to be able to see the pictures and share the story that was taking place in these books. That's the kind of feeling that I wanted to portray here in this picture with the whole family, all the children crowded around the mom, and just sharing this experience of sharing this story time. and everybody getting lost in a book. And so that's what I'm trying to capture as I draw this picture of this family and these 5 children all crowded around the mom and cuddled in, sharing the experience of this picture book that they're reading together. I also wanted to have each of the kids holding one of their stuffed animals. And so it had to be one of the stuffed animals that had previously been seen in the book. So here's the finished illustration of the family on the left reading the book. And I will add that to the page with the mama horse nuzzling the foal.